Good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference. We're going to begin with Diego Simeone and Pablo Barrios. Questions for Pablo? Hi, Pablo. This team in the previous years have shown that they grow in big games, and now you're coming to a very difficult ground, obviously with 5 injured players. What do you think you're capable of doing, or what are the team capable of doing tomorrow? Yes, of course. We've had various teammates that have not been able to travel, but don't look at it as a negative thing. I look at the positives. We're here. We're going to play against a wonderful team, and it will be a great game tomorrow. Hi, Pablo. I wanted to ask you about your situation this season. Your first season went well, and then the second. This is your third season. You have a different role. What do you expect from yourself for this fourth season that you have in the first team at Atlético Madrid? I hope, first, to continue to improve day by day, keep working hard in our training sessions, and hopefully I can continue to have continuity in terms of minutes so I can help the team. More questions for Pablo? We're going over. We've had. I wanted to ask you about when you look back, you've been a fan of the team. What are your memories? And I don't know if you talk about memories in the dressing room and how things can turn out tomorrow in a huge ground like Anfield. Well, I remember when we won in 2020, I think it was. I remember watching it with my friends in a bar. And the last time that we came, I watched it from the stands because we came with travelling fans. And I hope that tomorrow will be a great game against wonderful opponents. And we hope the team play in the way that we know we can. Hi, Pablo. Personally, I don't know what preference do you have to start, to start against one of the best teams in this Champions League campaign, or would you prefer to play against a more accessible opponent, let's say, in terms of winning? I don't care. To be honest, whether it's Liverpool, nowadays in the Champions League, there are no easy games. We've been drawn against Liverpool, and I'm delighted that we've got them. One more question for Pablo. I wanted to ask you about, now that there are so many players out, you've said that you need to take a step forward. Do you feel that you need to make that extra step in this game, given the players that are missing? Well, I don't know if it's making a step forward, but in these types of games that are important, not just myself, but I think when the players need to step up. Because if we don't, and you play a team like this, it's going to be very difficult to do well in the game. But I just hope to continue working hard, and as I say, continue to help the team so that we can win tomorrow. We will allow Pablo to leave now, and we'll continue with the press conference for Diego Pablo Simeone. First, it's Anfield, it's Liverpool. There's going to be. You have 5 players missing. It looks as though everything is against you. They spent 450 million. As Pablo said, we need to look on the positive side. The players that come in have a chance to show what they can do. Whenever you play against an extraordinary opponent in a magnificent stadium with their unbelievable fans, a coach that took his team to the top level, they competed very well in Champions League. They also competed very well in the league and won it. We've got a tough opponent in front of us, and we will try to hurt them in the game tomorrow wherever we can. Five players out tomorrow, but there are 7 games in this league phase. You had wonderful results in this league stage last year. Does it console you a little bit, given it's the first game, that all of the important players you have missing are in the first game? When you have players missing, it's never nice, particularly when you have different situations. You know, yesterday we had a sprained ankle that Johnny suffered, the appendicitis of Baena, situations that are obviously, show you that this is football, but it's part of the business. And I'll say it again. We are focused on the players who are going to play tomorrow, the ones who will have the opportunity to play and show what they can do, and they're going to play. We're just going to play. With all of the players that you have missing, with all the artillery that Liverpool have, and you're playing away against them, what motivation do you have tomorrow to play well? That it's 11v11 tomorrow. You can talk about the players missing after the game. In the second half, perhaps there will be more variables in the second half, but when we start the game, it's 11v11. I wanted to ask you, in such an important game against such a huge opponent, if it goes well or goes badly, how will it affect the overall mentality of the team? I'm not thinking about it so much, to be honest with you. I'm just thinking about tomorrow we're going to play well. If we can continue in the same vein of form that we've shown in the last game, where we were more decisive in our opponent's box, I'm looking at the objective of getting better and growing as a team. We play a fantastic opponent tomorrow in a stadium that I love. It will be a lovely game, I'm sure. What do you like most about Liverpool? The fact that they are direct, they have very quick transitions, they interpret the game in a very simple way to make sure they get many plays in the box. They use their wide players, and they have a wonderful centre-back who can knock the ball around. And to be honest, this simplicity of the game that maybe some people don't see, it shows you how hard they work, how good their footballers are, and obviously their manager did wonderful things last season, extraordinary things. I think we'll see a tough game, a difficult game, but I'm sure that we'll have the intention of bringing the game to where we want it to go. Last year, I listened to you say that the objective was to get to the final of the competition. Starting from scratch again, what's the opportunity, or what objective do you have in this competition? Liverpool are one of the big favourites, game by game. I want to ask you about Pablo Barrios. Perhaps, what does he bring to the game? How has his participation changed, getting him close to the box, for example? Can we see him more as a pivot with the injury of Johnny Cardoso? I've not decided yet. We don't know who will come in for Johnny, who cannot play, obviously. I will work that out in the coming hours. In terms of Pablo, Pablo is a fantastic player. He's very present. He has a great future. He's growing in that final third of the pitch, which is where we need him. In the danger zones, in terms of attacking opponents. When we need him in the middle as well, we know that he has that characteristic that you need to play in the centre of the field. And last season, as you will remember, he played in that central zone almost all season. Last question. I wanted to go back to 2020, a player that played in the stadium, Marco Llorente. I wanted to ask you about your memories of that evening and what role do you think Marcos can have in the game tomorrow, whether it's in defence or playing a bit further up the field. Marcos, wherever we put him, will give the maximum he can because he's a player, as we always say, who has that potential to participate up front, out wide, as a central midfielder, at the back. depending on what happens in the game. But the best anecdote I have here is Diego Costa here. I remember in the second half, Diego Costa was extremely angry. And when the game ended, I'd put Marcos Llorente up front. He came over to me and he said, "Yeah, you have the balls, eh?" And I said, "Yeah, maybe I do."